This is the story of a city, living under the shadow of fear in the darkness of night. In the last 6 months, a gang of thieves had carried out 10 major heists, but the mastermind behind all of them was just one man, Zubair. Sharp-minded, dangerous, and always one step ahead. To the police, he was like a ghost, seen but never caught. In the city's crime unit, there was an officer, Arif, 15 years of experience but with an old wound in his heart. 5 years ago, during an operation, his closest friend was killed because of Zubair. For Arif, this wasn't just a case. It was a personal war. Tonight, everything was about to change. Intelligence had reported that Zubair was planning to rob a jewelry exhibition in a major mall. Arif readied his team, but in his heart, one promise echoed. "Tonight, I will catch him, or I won't come back." By 11 p.m., the lights in the mall began to dim. Security guards were doing their routine checks, when suddenly, the sound of an explosion rang out. The shattering crash of glass showcases and 5 masked men burst inside. Among them, a tall man in a black coat with sharp eyes, Zubair. Arif and his team slipped in through the back door. Through the blaring fire alarm, 2 pairs of eyes met for a moment, Arif and Zubair. For a heartbeat, everything slowed, as if time had stopped. Zubair smirked, as if saying, "Catch me, if you can." Then he ran towards the mall's back alley. Arif chased after him. Raindrops shattered the streetlights into fragments of light. The alley was narrow and slippery, but in Arif's breath there was only one name, Zubair. If you were in Arif's place, would you chase him directly or call for backup first? At the end of the alley stood an old building, its door half open. Arif knew it could be a trap, but his steps didn't stop. Inside, in darkness, lit only by his torch, the first room had some empty boxes, broken chairs. Then suddenly from behind, a shadow lunged, Zubair. Arif fell to the ground but quickly got back up. They began to fight hand to hand. Zubair was strong, but Arif had anger and the fire of revenge on his side. Moments later, Zubair shoved him hard and bolted upstairs. Arif followed, but at the top he found the room empty. Only an open window. Outside, in the rain, Zubair was already on a motorbike. Arif grabbed his radio. "Unit 3, block the West Road. The target is escaping." The chase spilled into the city's empty streets. Zubair zigzagged through alleys, Arif in a police jeep close behind. On a bridge, Zubair suddenly tossed a bag from his bike. Arif stopped the jeep. Inside were the stolen jewels. But he knew. This was just a distraction. Zubair was heading somewhere else. He thought back to all of Zubair's past crime scenes. One name flashed like lightning in his mind. The old shipyard. The shipyard was deserted. Arif parked his jeep out of sight and gripped his pistol. He moved forward quietly. Between the old containers, shadows shifted. Then a voice came. "Arif, you're very stubborn." Zubair appeared, but in his hands wasn't a weapon. It was a child. Arif's heart stopped. It was the same boy who had been kidnapped from the market last week. Zubair said, "This game might be personal for you, but for me, it's business. Take one more step and this kid will be in the sea." It was Arif's hardest moment yet. On one side, justice. On the other, an innocent life. "What would you do in Arif's place?" Arif lowered his weapon slowly, but began to talk. He reminded Zubair of his own past, that he too had once been an innocent boy, growing up in poverty. Arif said, "Don't let this child become like you. Let him go." For a moment, Zubair's face softened, but then he smiled. "Your compassion will get you killed, officer." At that moment, from another part of the shipyard, the police team emerged. It had been Arif's plan all along. He had already sent his GPS location to them. Zubair tried to run, but every path was blocked. The child was safe, and Zubair was in handcuffs. Arif said, "Justice may be delayed, but it always arrives." After a long night, peace returned to the city for the first time. The boy was reunited with his family, and everyone spoke one name, Arif. This story reminds us that real victory comes from courage and intelligence together. Every shadow disappears when light stands firm, and the end of every crime is justice.